Hey guys, Camper15 back at it with another video for you guys. Back with another, please put them on Takamine-san. Yes, you're wondering, wait, we just got episode 3 yesterday. Yes, we got another episode today. Episode 4, so we're officially caught up. Honestly, I appreciate that. I appreciate that for them dropping 2 episodes because the last episode was delayed. So yes. Now, also I do want to talk about so basically, this episode, Crunchyroll did get the uncensored version. So for people who are blowing up about Takamine-san being censored or for Crunchyroll, there's that. It was uncensored this episode, so those people can shut up. It's funny because I think I watched another reviewer, and I think somebody put in his comment section about how funny or how hilarious how in episode 4 we got the uncensored version, but a guy by the other one of the YouTubers Chibi Reviews was, I guess, throwing a hissy fit over it. And I guess he also translated like, look, I think that guy just hates Crunchyroll as a whole. So there's that. Look, I have no issue with Chibi Reviews personally, if you ask me. Now I do not agree with some of his takes sometimes, and I do think sometimes he's just overreacting. And typically, when you're making a negative video, you get more views than you get more views than a positive review. But that's Chibi Reviews. See, I think Chibi Reviews, for all how solid he is as a YouTuber, he is pretty freaking clickbaity, and there's some videos where I've watched and I've completely disagreed. But funny to see how the guy was basically crying, and the next thing you know, boom, episode 4 is the uncensored version. So in a weird way, he probably should just shut up and just stop talking. If not, just go pirate the anime and watch shit. But anyways, we got the uncensored version for anybody like Chibi Reviews or anybody else that were bitching and complaining about it. Like I even on my review for episode 3, I talked about the censoring, but I did not blow up about it. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Then I'll just go watch the pirated, the uncensored version. Now I think the reason why they maybe use the censored version is one of two reasons. Maybe the studio just didn't send them the uncensored version, and then maybe they're just like, hey, we're gonna send you the censored version because there's something very inappropriate. Again, when you had the white liquid on Takamine's face and her chest from episode 3, honestly, I don't blame the reason why they gave them the censored episode. Like, that is something that I didn't even expect to even see myself. But okay, but this episode, we really honestly didn't get any very like new Takamine scenes. Anyways, we only got like one scene where, she was wearing a freaking apron basically in the nude, as just like an imaginary thing, and then we do see her boobs and the nipples and things. Like, again, we don't go crazy. And then also too, like, they did not censor the booty, because in the last episode they censor her booty, and in this episode there was another time in that, like, in the apron scene, they did show the booty. And then even when she was changing or trying to getting the dude to put on the underwears that he picked out for her, they didn't censor the booty shot there either, even though she was wearing tights. But you can they were focusing in on that. So yeah, but again, like, you get some fan service, but not much. It was kind of like a character building episode, in terms of other stuff, in terms of Takamine and how she feels about Shirota. And basically we start the episode off where Shirota is looking at her swimming, and she ends up rewinding time because she felt like she could have did a better job, and she actually starts swimming with backstroke. And he actually thought that was pretty impressive, but he didn't know if he wanted to compliment her, because realistically he knows, like, oh well, I saw you rewind time, and it was really great, because he knew, it's like, oh, that's the thing. And also too, like, she was braless because she's like, wait, and he's like, wait, you rewound time just to swim? And she's like, yeah, I did that. And he's like, wait, you don't wear underwears when you swim, right? No, she was wearing, like, I guess a swimming bra or something, and she took the bra off, and you can actually see, like, I guess the nipple showing through the bathing suit, because I guess it was like hard or something. I don't know why. Whatever. But the thing is, they end up going on kind of like a convenience store type of date type of thing, but they go to this lingerie shop so she can get more underwears and bras, right? Because she's running low on that stuff. So she's picking out something, but then she actually tells Shirota, like, hey, why don't you pick out a choice for me? And he's just like looking. He's kind of closing his eyes, and he picks out this one thing. She's like, wow, I didn't know you were into that kinky BDSM, well, not BDSM stuff, but that kinky stuff where you actually want me to wear revealing clothing, right? And it was like this bra line where it's like, it's not covering her actual like nipples. So it's like, he's just imagining, he's like, what the heck? And then you just see more imaginations of him like thinking of like, well, what if I picked out this type of underwear and panty thing, and it's just funny. Eventually, he picks up these blue ones, right? And it's kind of the whole thing where it's like, okay, let's go try them on. And he's like, wait, what? What do you mean? So they go in the changing room, right? And she's like, all right, put it on now. And she's literally bending over. This man eventually ends up just fainting because he's like, I got this hot girl, and she's basically shoving her ass in my face, and I can't take it. And he legitimately he's like, oh, this man, he's been through it all, man. He's literally just fainted, bruh. I can only imagine if Gojo was in this from My Dress Up Darling. We saw how this man damn near broke down in episode 2 when he tried to freaking measure Kitagawa for the first time. This man, if he ever came across Takami, he would have just died. But this man, Shirota, damn near died and fell over because he's like, I can't stop staring at booty. Which, it then leads to an interesting conversation where she did end up getting that pair of underwears that Shirota basically picked out, but she said she's not going to wear it because I guess that may have an effect for her ability. And I'm guessing the way she made it sound like as if she puts it on, her, superpower goes away, like her Virgin Road ability, right? Because it's an underwear that somebody else picked out for her, right? She didn't choose it on her own accolades. But it also goes to show you that she's also treating, in a weird way, this underwear set very special to her because, hey, this guy who now we basically can tell, she clearly is crushing on, what's his face? Of the fact that, he picked this out for her. So this is basically a special underwear for her. Because she knows, this guy that I really like picked this out for me. Kind of funny how, albeit, a high school girl and a high school boy go to a lingerie shop, and the high school guy is picking out underwears for the girl. I was actually quite shocked there was no other other NPCs in the background were like, what the hell is this high school guy doing with this girl? What the hell is going on here? What type of relationship they got going? But yes. And then the back half of the episode is kind of just Shirota. It's your typical romance show where your main character is sick and the main female character has to take care of the main male character because they're sick, right? And she's kind of doing the teasing thing, and basically he's just like, can you please not tease me while I'm sick? It just makes me not feel too good, right? So then she actually rewinds time because she sees oh, he actually did not appreciate that. He actually is hurt that the fact that I basically teased him. So she rewinded time as if she never teased him or anything, and she had everything prepared for him and stuff like that. So she had his porridge or his I guess noodle soup or something, or soup or whatever, ready right then and there. Had a nice heated towel for him and everything. He can put on his head, when he lays down and stuff like that. And, she was actually being nice and looking caring about him and everything. And basically, he eats the food. They have this nice moment where, basically she gets in the bed with him somewhat in a way where she almost strips down and basically says like, skin to skin, if you're cold, makes, I can warm you up. Skin to skin actually gets you warmer, right? And obviously, based on in her boobs and everything, and basically, he kind of, as he's dozing off, he kind of asks a question like to her. He's like, "Hey, President, like, are you doing all this stuff because like?" He says it in a way where it's like, "Are you doing this stuff just to mess with me? Are you actually doing this stuff because, like, you actually care and you're looking out for me, right?" Because remember, he's in this mindset. Because you can look even at the last, end of the last episode, right? He didn't know if he should go out to meet her and give her the underwear, fanny pack that she would always give to him, right? He doesn't know because he remembers from the first episode, like, she damn near almost maybe go to jail and everything. So for him, like, he feels he doesn't know, like, is she actually doing this just to mess with me? Or is she actually like being nice to me because she's actually genuinely being nice to me? So there's that, and she actually asked him, she's like, "What do you think, Shirota?" But he was knocked out, right? So then we cut back to Takami, who left, and she gets it back home, and she just kind of just sits back on her bed, and she kind of just has a flashback moment to when she was a kid, how she kind of seemed like back then she was kind of an outcast. Like, she wanted to make friends and be connected with other people, but she just didn't know how to do so. But then she came across this black cat, who was kind of like this, I guess, this stranded black cat, right? And she didn't know what to do. And then you see a kid Shirota basically give the cat milk, and we find out that black cat is the same black cat that Takamine owns, and she recalls that. So we're actually getting some stories. So I guess she kind of lied a few. I think in episode 1 or 2, about how she's been observing Shirota from a distance. I think it's clear when I saw that flashback. I'm like, okay, she must have fell for him back when they were kids. And clearly, she's always had an eye on him. She conveniently lied, I believe, again in episode 2 about saying, because I think Shirota like, "What, have you been watching me this entire time?" or something like this. And it's clear, no, she has been watching him from afar because she actually has a crush on him. She just hasn't, I guess, mustered up the courage to talk to him. But it's very much clear. You can now completely tell, like, okay, she more than likely likes Shirota romantically, and and her way of teasing him and messing with him is a way to get closer with him and kind of get a little bit of an understanding more. So I wonder if at some point we're gonna have a heart-to-heart moment, and maybe it comes to the point where maybe, even though Shirota has these doubts of like maybe if she like genuinely cares about him, maybe there's gonna be a part where maybe this time she's the one getting teased or bullied, right? And she can't stand up to it, and Shirota defends her, knowing like, well, I don't care if she may take me to the police, and I don't care if she teased me. Like, I'll show that I care about her, right? So, and look, we know it's clear, like, he actually does care. Like, he cares about her well-being and cares about her upstaging, like, in terms of her image. Like, you remember from even last episode, right? When she was trying to get him to run faster, she damn well knew, like, my underwears are completely off and I'm riding a bike. So, if my skirt, goes up a bit more, people are going to see my butt. And we clearly can tell that Shirota doesn't want her image being defiled. So he cares. He genuinely does care, right? And we know, like, he genuinely does care despite the fact, like, she is treating him kind of rudely and harshly and everything. So regardless, another solid episode of Takamine-san. I'm just happy we get more of this show. So it's good. It's already crazy. We're already at episode 5, gonna be going into episode 5 next week. But yeah, but anyways, that's basically all I gotta say. So if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts. Hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Takamine-san content or any other anime content upload channel. Till then, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great rest of your day or your night. Till then, guys, peace.